Good morning, everyone. It's Stephen Whiteside here from theuptrend.com with today's morning market outlook for Wednesday, February 18th, 2026. In the pre-market this morning, we've got stocks and commodities currently trading higher while Bitcoin is down $500 in the pre-market on Wednesday morning. Let's start off this morning looking at the VIX or the Fear Index, and we did see it pull back yesterday. The VIX for the S&P 500 traded up to the recent high. We had a small pullback in the VIX for the Nasdaq, and we had a new high and a higher close for the VIX for the Russell 2000. So no sign that options traders are getting more bullish on the market. Now, when we look at the seasonality of the VIX should be pulling back about now at this point in February, but that's not what's happening. And then from the middle of February to the middle of March, we expect a huge expansion, a seasonal expansion in the VIX. Of course, that doesn't happen every year, but that's what the seasonality charts look like, to expect a higher VIX in the month of March. And of course, if you're looking at a higher VIX, we're looking at lower stock prices. Now, a lot of people were talking about moving averages yesterday, and on this particular chart, you can see the S&P 500 trading down to the 100-day moving average and finding support there. The Nasdaq has already broken through the 100-day, heading towards the 200-day moving average. And while the Nasdaq did close slightly lower yesterday, it made a new low for this move on Tuesday. Then looking at the equal weighted Nasdaq, of course, we've broken through the 200-day moving average a couple of weeks ago. Then looking at the Russell 2000, we're still holding the 50-day moving average, and that is also true for the TSX 60 and the TSX Composite. They're both still trading above the 50-day moving average. Now, moving on to the world of commodities, we're starting to see some weakness in the commodities themselves, but not necessarily the commodity stocks. There's the price of copper making a new low for this move on Tuesday. Copper miners back on a sell signal. The GLD is back on a sell signal as of Tuesday's close. Not really an aggressive sell signal there. We're still waiting for the miners. The GDX and the juniors traded through the lower channel line yesterday, but did not close below it. And then we've got the iShares for the TSX Global Gold Index still on a buy signal here, trading down to the lower trend line yesterday, but not closing below it. Then looking at the world of silver, silver trying to hold the low from last week. Silver miners, third day of a sell signal. Similar situation for the junior silver miners. Then looking at the world of energy, we've got crude oil back on a sell signal, joining gasoline and natural gas already on sell signals. The stocks, on the other hand, are still holding up fairly well. We had the iShares for the TSX energy sector making a new high yesterday before pulling back 0.2%. We had a little over 1% pullback in U.S. energy stocks, both still on buy signals right now. Of course, you can break up the U.S. energy sector into the explorers and the equipment suppliers. And those two sectors of the market are still on buy signals coming into Wednesday's trading action. Next up, let's take a look at the world of Bitcoin. And Bitcoin's in a major downtrend, no doubt about it, making lower highs and lower lows. And you can see here, back in October, we started to form a pressure zone. So we were looking for a bounce to take place. Got a very small bounce. Then at the end of November, we got a little bit of buying there. And so you can see the elongated pressure zone across the bottom of the screen that looks like a possible skid mark. That's really telling you that the symbol is broken. So our expectations down here aren't that great, but we are at a time and a place where you start to look for buy signals. You also look to see if you have to cover your short position. And so looking for a move back up towards the $100,000 level could certainly start at some point. It's probably not going to start today. We don't have any indication that the pros want to take control on Wednesday. And we can certainly get a buy signal here, but if the pros don't show up, then that buy signal is not going to last very long. So here we are. We recently traded just below the 62,500 level. If that recent low breaks, then 50,000 is our next target to the downside. All the bull ETFs and stocks look something like this or this or this. The bear ETFs are still on a buy signal here. We've had several opportunities to lock in some profits on the way up. You can see the high from 2 weeks ago. If we want to head down towards 50,000, then we're going to break that high. Otherwise, if we get a buy signal in Bitcoin, then of course we expect an equivalent sell signal in the bear ETFs. Now, the stocks all look pretty similar, of course. There's Bitfarms. I'd go long Bitfarms next time it gets a buy signal. There's Bit Digital, then there's Coinbase, which traded up into the channel yesterday, just $6 away from a buy signal. Could certainly be some short covering there if if you're short any of these symbols and we get a buy signal and you don't want to take the buy signal, you don't have any confidence in it, then at least you have to do is cover your short position. So, we never want to hold a short position after a buy signal has been generated, no matter how we feel about the stock. There's Galaxy Holdings, then we're looking at Hive on both sides of the border. There's Mara, and then we've got MicroStrategy. And again, these stocks could get a short covering bounce unless the pros come in within a couple of days to take control. That short covering rally is not going to last very long. Let's finish off today's presentation taking a look at the ARK ETFs. And of course, it's easy to see which ones the market likes and which ones they don't like. And anything that's currently trading below the lower channel line, the market is really not that interested in. And so blockchain, not a lot of interest there, a little more interest in genomics over the past couple of days. People are kind of neutral on the innovation ETF. My favorite's the industrial. Certainly not a lot of interest in the internet ETF at the moment. And then the space ETF has held up fairly well over the past couple of months. And certainly you can see the market is interested in that one. Coming into today's trading action, they're all still on sell signals, and we'll just see which one gets a buy signal first. But they're all, of course, technology related, and technology stocks, for the most part, have been out of favor unless you're in the hardware business. Okay, folks, that is all for this morning's presentation. So far, it looks like the market wants to do a little buying at the open. Have a great day. Next time you'll hear my voice is on Thursday morning.
Thanks for tuning in until the very end of today's stock market timing educational video. If you found the content valuable, don't forget to express your support by hitting the like button, leave a comment, sharing with your friends, and subscribing to our channel for more insightful updates. Remember, in the world of stocks, timing is crucial, and following the trend can be your greatest ally. If you would like more information on how we can help you better time the stock market, please visit theuptrend.com.